Uh, Hello. Uh, it's a kind of a series of video blog related to Star Talk, Neil deGrasse Tyson's most popular, world's most popular Star Talk. About not only having a great context after listening to so much science in such interesting manner, with a kind of a seriousness which requires with humor, while establishing the scientific facts you need to note or understand. Uh, so I was again, just watching yet another video. It was Star Talk Plus that I could get access to through YouTube, and yeah, a few of the videos I just browsed through, and then the main video on the home page, which is Neil deGrasse Tyson's, an expert physics professor's expert opinion about science fiction movies. Being a science fiction enthusiast myself, and uh, that I love science fiction movies, especially Hollywood science fiction movies. It has created quite an interest and satisfaction actually to then make me understand physics first through a little bit of an abstract manner, because it was a lot of science fiction. But then YouTube, all those videos, by science professors, physics professors, and somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson would then create that environment, that learning environment through digital media, to then understand a bit of some serious physics aspects as well. So it's a long journey. Happening since I was in school. So yeah, these one of those movies I noted as well. And first of all, you could guess, I'm not really good at remembering names, even movie names. So the first movie which is coming to my mind, in which that he would say it's fascinating, and the world might say, these guys are weird, twisted minds. This octopus kind of alien which would make a circle and communicate with one physics professor and one linguistic. Indeed, Neil deGrasse Tyson had a really informed opinion about what should the government do once such a thing, right? First of all, my two things that with such biology which are presented, it is not really, octopus kind of intelligent being, they don't really represent a lot of aesthetics, I agree. But there is a possibility, but still it is not a lot, really not a scientific possibility for a planet to evolve intelligent beings with such physical characteristics. But still, the storyline I agree with, and I think that's what Neil deGrasse Tyson has well picked. It was interesting, amazingly. The storyline which represents that, that octopus like an alien expressed some emotions, and that was the key theme. Then Interstellar, the Martian, absolutely Martian, Interstellar, I think great. And I will like to add to what Neil deGrasse Tyson would say, that definitely, of course, we could have, in such a scenario where one should spend more resources on maybe creating a better environment, a more green environment on Earth, rather than sending a spaceship while getting this facilitation by some intelligent beings or from future generations to access a wormhole. But there was a really good lesson which was confirmed with a YouTube video which has by a professor whose name is Daud as well. He seems to be a British professor with a kind of a beard, and of course a European looking British professor. So he the thing that I realized as well recently, a few years ago, that space travel is not easy. Interstellar travel is the only challenge, is not only finding or building spaceships which could travel at the speed of light, because even at the speed of light it will take millions of years. And then while on that spaceship, intergenerational concepts of large spaceships will not really work, because of how human biology will adopt to it, and what shape it would create. This Lord of the Ring, and that this guy, master, this the little guy, they show how he would as such would transform uh, for not for surviving without food, how his biology would transform into creating some kind of a strange persona, uh, which was really about somebody who always thinks negative and who is always exploitative. And of course, not really a static physical characteristic he was defined through. And it's the same. I mean, human biology depends. I mean, one thing which is one of the most strong arguments about evolutionary theory is that how human biology and its improvement represent itself. Uh, it is too much, um, oriented towards the biology, the material science, emotions, colors of planet Earth. But then, of course, humanities, humanity is always the cognition represents an interstellar presence, which this interstellar awareness, the existence of cognition, which is representing through art, aesthetics, those abstract notions since thousands of years, through writing, through drawings. It represents enlightenment. That we are part of not only planet Earth, our cognitive awareness, consciousness is part of the universe, and that's something very interesting. Needs to be understood really. Uh, Maybe it is. Some physics professor will say, everything was stardust. So we are also part of the same stardust, and then which formed planet Earth and the solar system. So we are representing those characteristics. But this is one of the explanations. Now the movie Independence Day. I think that's a movie I saw a few decades ago. Movie where this our I forgot his name. He was really he was Prince of Bel-Air star, Will Smith. Great looks and one of his movies which made him a Hollywood star, an A category Hollywood celebrity. They showed an alien. But I have, with so much physics being followed through and being an economist, and I'm sure that intelligent beings, super intelligent beings, even building spaceships, would rely on certain things. But if you ask me their biological concern, Star Trek is more accurate. They will have the same biology like us, maybe a little bit of some difference in odor, how they would smell, or how they would be, how their physical strengths would represent. But still, there would be some great aesthetics to it. It would not really represent this mechanical survival of the fittest behavior, because with that behavior you cannot become interstellar, you cannot become an civilization which reaches to other star systems or other galaxies. So that this weird looking alien which might be disgusting, and so people would really frown at me that, oh, you like science fiction movies, really tell us some great movie, because Steven Spielberg's this movie Alien, or what was the movie's name, where the small child will find. We saw it in 1980s. You look at that alien, driving a bicycle in the sky. It was fascinating because of we were really children, and there was this fascinating child who would really pursue the secrets of the universe through meeting an alien, and he becomes his friend, great friend. So it was a very cute movie. So maybe that has established some kind of a scientific mind very early in the school to really understand about what physics, about astrophysics, or physics of the universe, or science of the universe, as well as planet solar system. Independence Day alien, it really doesn't represent. Maybe it is they have, we can also, if we could also be able to find technology, spaceships to make interstellar distances, while the previous talk about consciousness, what we can do is we can start sending monkeys to go there, and if we are sure that some really intelligent civilization lives there, we could cognitively develop some kind of expressions, intelligent expression, and train monkeys, and then start sending them. In this case, maybe Independence Day, the aliens were scared. I mean, they were so intelligent to represent such fine physics, to really, come to Earth and then float such a large space structure. Might be really scared and sending some kind of a weird looking tape recorders. I mean, of course, we need to understand what tape recorders would in interstellar meanings would mean that they might have, they know few bit of control, could control the spaceship or can express few things, but they might be some kind of a robotics, while a great joke, either a joke or out of sheer fear of humanity, that humanity is so diverse. I mean, it really represents an amazing story. And humanity represents an amazing story. You can understand a bit through Star Talk. I mean, humanity's story is amazing. In my personal view, the aliens really don't want to mess with humanity. That is an opinion which is opposite to the opinion of Stephen Hawking. I mean, even the supernatural, most intelligent, I mean, because of aesthetics, because of our spiritual reality. I mean, we represent a lot of complexity in every aspect, even our humor. So maybe they have been observing us and they've learned a lot of humor, and they said, okay, how about sending some kind of a weird kind of a biological robot, robotics, using biorobotics, and weird, ugly, while they would be flying spaceships. Whereas what it is that they are out of fear, they are doing that. Let's create fear among that, outside the interstellar distances, space is not so friendly. I mean, that's most probably the reason of, even if Area 51 has some kind of a weird looking aliens, with there, that might be a possibility, or most probably because it was so out of sync in this, with this octopus kind of a shape. Yes, I'm saying that the possibility that you for a civilization to represent an interstellar proximity, being able to travel to different galaxies, might as well represent some kind of a transformation because of the physics that determines the space travel, because of the time lengths, because of the physics which represents natural biology within a planet. And then I mean, one of my stories where I said 500-mile mountain on the North Pole, 500-mile mountain on the South Pole, where I mean, it's kind of a moon-like effect, where it is, even if it's a high gravity planet, and that's the reason why they were so high mountains, 500-mile mountains, would then create these mountains. The peak of these mountains would be reaching to the level